Okay, so this is the pink booklet, and it's question 25. And what we have to do is simplify this fraction. And so the first thing you want to do is factorize the quadratic here. So if you imagine that as 1x squared, I get 1 times 3 is 3. That's positive, okay, so it's either plus plus or minus minus, and it's a sum that equals -4. Look at the middle number here. And so that's the only way that can break down. And as I want -4, it's going to have to be minus minus. And so I do those brackets again. I get x plus 2. Now I've got x minus 1 and x minus 3. And in my mind, I'm going to double check that that works out okay. So x times x, well, that does give me x squared. If I check the back number, -1 times -3, that does give me +3. And here you can see I'm going to take away 3x and take away x. That does give me take away 4x. So I factorized it correctly. And if I've got a silver calculator, I could also check that. If I put this into silver calculator, I'd get the answers +1 and +3, which would give me a large hint as to what the brackets were. Also, you can see that I can take 2 out of this one. So if I go 5 here, I get 2x minus 3 minus x plus 2 over x minus 1, x minus 3. Okay? Now, if I'm subtracting two fractions, if I had 2 over 50 plus 3/5, okay, I could use the common denominator 250, but that wouldn't be smart. The thing to do is to use the lowest common multiple, and because that's actually 5 times 10 plus 3 over 5, by common denominator it's actually better off as 5 times 10. Because both things go into 50. And see, nothing's happened to that. And this one I only need to multiply by 10. And so I get 23 over 50. And in a similar way, you can see that there is, just like I had the 5 was common here and the 5's common here, I've got this is common in both fractions. So when I do my common denominator, I'm going to do 2. And we introduce this bracket here, x minus 1, x minus 3, okay? And we'll do the same on this side, 2, x minus 1, x minus 3. And that means that my denominator is not as big as if I just multiply these two things together. It makes things a lot easier. You wouldn't necessarily, so long as you factorize all correctly, get it wrong if you just multiply these two things together, but it's a lot easier if you do it like this. Here you can see then those two things are the same. This is the odd one out, isn't it? So I need to put that up here, and you could see that if I wanted to, this would cancel back down to the thing on the top if I wanted it to. And here you can see that the odd thing is the 2. So I'm going to put 2x plus 2 here. Okay. Now, again, you can see that if I cancel the 2 out, I get back to the original fraction. And now I'm going to, just like here, I can go 2 plus 30 over 50. I can now do 5x minus 3 minus 2x plus 2. Don't be tempted to multiply this one out straight away, because by not doing so, this numerator is going to be a bit easier to calculate. So I get 2x minus 1, x minus 3. And then now I'm going to multiply out the top, so that gives me this times this, which is 5x minus 15, minus 2x, and minus 4. Okay, so let's see what that gives us. That gives us 3x. And here we get minus 19. And here we get 2x minus 1, x minus 3. Now both 3 and 19 are prime numbers, so there's nothing you can factorize at the top, and obviously there's nothing that can cancel. So this is my final answer.